We have around 200 viewers on X already. Maybe we can start. So that's what do you think?
Yeah, I think it sounds good. In any case, there will be viewers who will be watching this live on X as well as watching the recording, and then we'll also repost this. So yeah, I think you can go ahead and get started, and then yeah, does it sound good to you?
That's good. That's good. Let me screen share.
Yeah.
Or do you want us to kick off, or do you want to do an intro? Okay, I'll kick us off. Yes, so happy to be part of this call today. On the Enso side, got myself, Connor, one of the co-founders of Enso. Then we also have Brendan, who's a cracked developer at Enso, night and day really making this happen. And one of the things recently that we've done is enable all the virtual agents to be able to execute with DeFi. So maybe we'll do it a bit different today than maybe some plugin demos usually do. One will give a short introduction over to Enso, kind of the benefits what Enso can bring to you into the agency you want to build using virtuals. And then we'll do a code demo and we'll go through 3 different examples. So, really simply, Enso's your shortcut to building on chain, right? Without Enso, you need to integrate every single DeFi protocol yourself. You need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in audits. You need to waste all this time, and ultimately, you're not focusing on what really matters. With this plugin inside the virtuals, you're able to go to market faster, get larger distribution, and validate your products. You most likely have seen some trends of DeFi, DeFi, and AI combined together. Now with this plugin, you're able to interact with over 200 plus DeFi protocols. To give you a bit of context, people that want to build these DeFi integrations themselves for agents or non-agents, you're looking minimum 7 months. You're able to reduce this timeline down from 7 months to a matter of a day and a half, right? So if you want to test a new agent, you want to test a new concept to your users, you can really do this very, very quick instead of ultimately wasting your time building yourself. Before Enso, like I've said, you integrate everything yourself. But after Enso, you can simply just integrate one source and you can get access to all these on-chain protocols. So for example, you're able to swap across many different DeFi protocols, also enter into lending positions, which we'll also show you today, also able to execute into borrowing positions, vaults, staking, LRTs, LSTs, LPs, and many, many more. All of this can also be combined into one transaction. So let's say, for example, in your agent, you want to say, hey, I want to do some swapping, but then maybe you also want to do some lending. And then maybe you also want to do some borrowing, and then maybe you want to lend again, right? So you could say, hey, I want to swap ETH into USDC. I want to use that USDC to deposit on Aave. Then I want to borrow on my Aave position at a particular health ratio. And then I want to loop this position. All of this really can be done in one transaction. And again, we know the pain. Really integrating DeFi is hard. If you want to enable this within your agents, you're looking probably a year and a half minimum to get, I would say, 50 plus protocols. We've got over 200 on day one. So if you've got some ideas, really, really recommend to just testing this plugin, see what works, what doesn't work, and just get rolling. The example products, you could build with this. You could have an agent that's also got automated rebalancing, yield transfers, automated reward claiming, social trading. There's many different things you can build with this. Really, the only limitation is your imagination. Right now, with the plugin, you get access to all these different on-chain protocols. So you can come up with really innovative ideas without having to care about all of the underlying complexities for doing it. And yeah, that's a bit an overview of Enso. Enso itself is used by over 75 plus projects in crypto. We've enabled over $15 billion on chain in the last year. 2.5 weeks ago, we done $3.1 billion in 3 days. We enabled the Boyco Royco launch for Berachain. And yeah, if you have any questions of using this plugin on Virtuals, feel free to message my private Telegram, or you can also join our builders chat. And yeah, we're lucky to have Brendan's on today. Brendan's will take over the screen share. We'll show some examples of what can be done. And we deliberately kept this high level so you're able to see what works, what doesn't work. And yeah, Brendan's want to take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, everyone. I will show you how the Enso plugin works with the AI agent. Let me share my screen. Do you see my screen? You do, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Let me go to the example. Or rather, I'll just start with the README. So, yeah, as Connor already had a great introduction explaining what Enso does, enables an access to at this point, more than 200 protocols. In the README, if anybody is willing to use the Enso plugin, feel free. All the instructions how to make it work is there. Highly suggest if anybody chooses to do so, to get the API key from our website, because with the documentations one, you will get a rate limited and the execution will not be smoothly. Let me go to the example now. So 3 things that are necessary for the making the agent work is private key, RPC of the network, actually optional, since VM has already some default ones, and then the Enso API key. Of course, besides the game API key as well. Then set up an account, public client and wallet client, and pass them to the get Enso worker, which builds the Enso actions worker that is passed into the game agent. And for today, I have 3 examples. I will show you 2, where the first one is simple swap task, where we swap Wrapped Ether to USDC. So let me just run it here. So what will happen is Enso router will get the parameters, call our API, get the most optimal route. If it sees that the token in is an ERC20 token, an approval will be made, and then the call data that was received from the Enso API will be executed. As you can see, approve transaction submitted, approve was successful, now executing the route. The route was successfully executed with this transaction hash.
One thing to note here, just for people that are listening. So, this is just like a basic swap, kind of like any DEX aggregator can do this. I think one of the main reasons why you would choose to use Enso and kind of even just a basic swap flow, one, not only do you get all our DEX routing algos, you also get all of the other DEX routing algos. So for example, we aggregate like 0x, OpenOcean, 1inch, solvers, market makers. So instead of you needing to integrate maybe even potentially like 6, 7, 8 different plugins for the most optimal route, like ODOS and so forth, all of this is just available through Enso. So, you do one plugin, then you get like 8 different DEX aggregators just for this really, really simple one.
Yep. What Connor said. And the second example I wanted to show you is more sophisticated one, which is the power of Enso, where we take an asset, swap it to the necessary underlying token. In this case, it will be USDC, and stake it inside the Aave. So let me run it.
Want to describe how that works?
Yeah. So what happens is our API receives the token in, token out, and we find the most optimal route. In this case, which is, as we can see, swap. So we swap Wrapped Ether to USDC, and then we deposit that USDC into our base USDC. I think it's called in in base. Yeah, that's how it works. Also, this is like a simple, sophisticated example. There are much more complex ones like LPing, where the split is done automatically according what it needs to be. Yeah, a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, I think it's good because, anyone watching this that wants to use a plugin, right? Like, we just showed how you can integrate one plugin to get over 8+ different DEX aggregators, and then how you can directly deposit into DeFi protocols, right? In that simple case, we went from what was it, WETH into all the way over into AUSDC. So we had to buy USDC and go into Avi all in one transaction. You could even go from AUSDC into a DAI. You could go a WETH, right? You can go from DeFi position to DeFi position. And that will be burning to get the underlying, swapping the underlying, and then minting the other DeFi position. The extent, Brendan was also talking about this on the LP token as well. You can do something like ETH into a Curve LP, and that Curve LP might be USDT, USDC. It will take the ratio for USDC and USDT in that Curve pool, and it will swap in the same transaction. It's two different tokens, the correct ratio, and then go into the LP. And what you could really do with some of these, sorry for hijacking Brendan's, I was just giving up some ideas.
Go ahead.
You can even cool. You can even do some funky stuff, right? So DeFi is not one-to-one, and what I mean by that is if you're just putting USDC into Aave, like do it if you want, it's cool, but it's just not how real DeFi works. You want to take those DeFi tokens and put them in other DeFi protocols. So, for example, you can go ETH into Curve LP, no, into Balancer LP, put that Balancer LP into Aura, put the Aura LP into Beefy, then you can take that Beefy token and put it into another place. So you can kind of do this like Russian dolls. And with this, if you're creating like a DeFi AI agent, you're really offering kind of the best in class yield. So you're able to offer like 30 plus from kind of these combinations as well. But yeah. Is there any other examples or anything else we want to show on the technical side?
I have nothing else much prepared. But I had
I
like a
think
swap
it's
and then USDC.
No, it's a good overview. Very good overview. And just to reiterate here, it's also handling all the approvals in the same transaction as well, right?
Yep, exactly. So anything that is necessary between the, as Connor mentioned, like the complex routes where the staking is in multiple paths, the subsequent approvals are there. So no need to think about that, just the first one. So our router can take it and execute it on your behalf.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, if anyone wants to build an Enso, we're here to support Enso.build. Maybe hand over to the virtuals team. Is there anything anything else we should do today? Yang,
Yep.
I think we're all good.
Checking on X whether there is any comment. So far, so good. No questions on Discord as well. Thanks for the amazing demo.
You're welcome. It just shows how simple it is.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like you can just trigger swap, transfer with agent like that. It's amazing. Thanks for
I
the
think
demo.
I think the main juice really is entering to DeFi. But yeah, thanks for having us on today. And yeah, again, if anyone needs any support at any point, just reach out.
I guess
Just checking in. Just checking in with people in the call. Anyone who has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat on X or on Discord. Or else feel free to just comment on the X post, and we'll be happy to kind of direct your questions to the Enso team.
Yep.
To be honest, it's a little bit of a quiet crowd today. Probably everyone is still recovering from ETH Denver. So, not that many questions. Usually we have a bigger crowd. But it's okay. I think we'll direct questions to you guys if anything comes up, or any issues or any questions come out on X or on Discord. Yeah. But thanks, Enso team, for joining us today. Super interesting demo. And we know that you're kind of dialing in from different locales. Connor and Brandon, where are you guys from?
I'm based in Switzerland.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
yeah, and I'm in Europe, and I'm in Eastern Europe in Latvia.
Oh, nice. You guys actually have a very distributed team.
Yeah, our main team is in Switzerland, so we have around 5 people here, and then we have an additional 10 people spread. Yeah, Latvia, Germany. We have people in Spain, people in Argentina, people in Canada, really distributed.
Wow. Okay, that's very cool. That's very cool. Well, I mean, I think we have a question here in the chat. You want to answer it? What makes your plugin unique with other plugins with the same function or objective?
There is no
I
other
mean, I won't name
plugin.
I won't name names, but there are other on-chain action kind of plugins and everything out there on the
Like what
game
ones?
SDK, and I'm sure. Mm-hmm.
Like what ones?
I mean, one I can think of is like the Goat SDK, or I'm sure there's others as well.
They use us underneath as well. So yeah, to kind of answer your question directly, we're the only provider for DeFi actions, and we have the largest
Mm-hmm.
distribution of all DeFi in the whole space. That's kind of where we're at.
Got it. Cool. Are you guys planning to build a plugin for the Python SDK? I think you guys only have one for the TypeScript SDK, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, if people ask for it, yes. I just don't think there's a big need right now. That's my gut feeling.
Got it. Cool. Any
So,
other
like,
questions out there?
no questions on my side.
I think we'll give everyone maybe a couple more minutes to just ask any questions regarding this. And if there's nothing else, probably we can wrap up for today.
Brandon, I have one question.
Yes.
Yeah, just feedback for our SDK. So, how easy or difficult do you feel building the plugin for game SDK? Like, what's your thought
That's
process?
actually a very good question, because I had worked with the numerous other ones, and I want actually to give props to you guys because you were in my opinion, the easiest one to integrate with. The other ones had infrastructure that is hard to understand at first, but yeah, jumping in your structure and how everything is set up was easy. So props to you.
Props to Celeste.
No, not me. There's a very big team behind this actually. That not all of them are involved in our jam sessions, but we have a whole engineering team, product team, involved in building the SDK. From like pretty like a few months, back. And it's been quite a big team effort to get this out. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, kind of game started from more of a UI based low code product. But we kind of like also pushed out the SDK. I think about 2 or 3 months ago. Yeah. So here's kind of where we at. We're here. Here's kind of where we are at right now, and then we are kind of like getting plugins in, and we are super glad to have teams like Enso out here to kind of build with us and contribute plugins. And yeah, we are super keen on, if any team is interested in building any plugins with us, we are pretty interested in, talking to you guys. So feel free to reach out to us. Yep.
Great. Thanks for the feedback. Let me check on X for the last Q&A, if any. Yeah, I think it's good.
Cool. Yeah, with that, super happy to have the Enso team with us today. Thanks for joining us. I think we'll reach out to you guys if there's any questions about the plugin, but I think in the meantime, not many right now. But yeah, thanks for having us. We are super happy to have you guys build with us. Let us know if you are interested in collaborating in any means, contributing other plugins or building an agent with us. And if anyone's actually interested in contributing to plugins or kind of presenting at our plugin highlights, feel free to reach out to the virtual team. Yeah. Cool. Thanks everyone for joining us today. I think we'll probably close for now.